First, good morning from my side. We are looking back at a fantastic year 2023. Highlight is we had results of 9.4 billion EBITDA, which is 1.3 billion higher than in the previous year. And it's actually also significantly above the budget which we had last year. So not only did we deliver good financial numbers, we also delivered already on increased growth rates. We have significantly already upped our investment by 1.7 billion in the last year. So up from 4.7 billion to 6.4 billion in 1 year. And the highlight looking forward is obviously that we are now going for a 42 billion investment program over the next 5 years, which is double the amount which we had for a rolling 5-year period 3 years ago when I started my position. So 100% up on the investments, good results on 2023, and a solid and decent outlook for 2024. So in total, that's a solid and good pack, which I'm proud to present.
Superb. Leo, when I speak to ladies and gentlemen who are leading some of the most brilliant energy companies in Europe, and renewable energy specifically, they say they've got a problem. They've got a problem, A, with the governments and the regulation and permitting. But the other major problem they've got, which I think you might be able to solve, is they can't get the product to the customer because the grid system isn't good enough, the smart technology isn't good enough, even though actually the technology itself is there as well. Are you solving that problem for them with this new plan?
Yeah, that's part of the solution. Actually, more investments is good for societies, is good for our customers, because it allows the connection of the renewable assets that you just described to the grid and then to, in the end, reach the customers. We have seen an acknowledgement in the last 2 years, I would say, that infrastructure is really what we need to have. If we have enough infrastructure, then we can be successful in the energy transition. If not, then we get all kinds of bottlenecks, and bottlenecks are expensive. Therefore, yes, the program we are presenting is a part of a solution to a problem which we have in energy supply.
Leo, just flesh out for us what's changed in recent years, because there used to be this sort of curse of investing in utilities, way too much regulation, onerous costs on the providers, making it very difficult to invest and also eke out a return. It seems like this is now dogging the telco space where they don't have that same backdrop, but things have improved for you. So what has improved?
Well, we should put aside a little bit the turmoil of the last 2 years. Obviously, we had an extraordinary situation with the war of Russia versus Ukraine, which then led to massive distortions in the market. But if we put that aside, the underlying trend was that we were adding renewables to the system, and we were always thinking that the key point that we need to achieve is more renewables at a faster pace. And we have taken for granted over the last decade, actually, that the infrastructure would just be able to cope with it. But the reality is that we have used up the reserves that we had in the system, and more the infrastructure became a bottleneck. It took some time for that to sink in, but now the decision makers have gotten it, and that led to a different perception of the infrastructure business. And when it comes to the regulators always have the task to protect the customers in our regulated business from excessive margins. But now they have an additional task that they have to make sure that we can make the investments for the energy transition. And this dual task, customer protection and investment, incentives, they have now increasingly taken it on that they have 2 tasks which need to deliver, and not only the customer protection task. And we see that now resulting in a regulation which allows us to actually embark on a 42 billion program. To be very clear, 3 years ago, the regulation would not have allowed us to do such an investment program.